So today we are going to learn about how to model number quantities by understanding quantities and place values for multi-digit numerals. By the time we are done with this lesson, you'll be able to identify place values, model large numbers, read and write numbers in figures and words, as well as write numbers in expanded form. So the topics we are going to look at will be the place value chart and the number wheel, writing large numbers, reading large numbers, and expanded notation. Let's begin by understanding what place values are. What are place values? These are values that a digit has because of where it is positioned in a number. So depending on the position of the digit, the value assigned to it may be different. Let's see what we mean by that. We will demonstrate this by using what we call the place value chart, which is basically divided into different categories to be able to separate the numbers that we write. So in this chart, beginning from the right, we have the ones column, the tens column, the hundreds column, the thousands column, 10,000s column, up to 1 billion. So let's take an example. If we put the digit 5 in the ones column, then it means we mean 5 ones. If we put it in the tens column, we mean 5 tens, which is 50. If we put it in the hundreds column, we mean 5 hundreds, which gives us 500. If we put it in the thousands column, we mean 5 thousands, which gives us 5,000. We can also demonstrate this by using what we call the number wheel. The number wheel is also divided into various sections, beginning from the smallest wheel or the smallest circle, which is signified by O, which represent the ones. The next one is the tens column, represented by T, then H for 100, T for 1,000, TT for 10,000, and so on and so forth until we get to 1 billion, or the billions column. Let's take an example. How can we represent this number on a number wheel and a place value chart? First of all, what number is displayed on the screen? This is 1,362,524,513. Again, 1,362,524,513. So let's see how it shows on both the number wheel as well as the place value chart. As you can see, the extreme right of the number is represented by 3. That means 3 ones. And if you look at the place value chart, you can see that the 3 is written in the ones column. Now, if you look at the number wheel, you will also see 3 dots in the middle. In the same way, if you go one step outside, you would get to the tens column, which is represented by 1. Now, if you watch closely in the tens ring on the number wheel, you realize that there is only 1 dot representing only one of the tens. If you move on to the next one, you see in the place value chart that in the hundreds column, we have 5, just as is written in the number above. Now, when you look carefully at the number wheel, you would also realize that there are 5 dots representing 500. You can go on and trace it up to the billions column. Let us now look at writing amounts in words. Let's follow these steps in writing amounts in words. The first thing you do is to separate the number into groups of 3 digits. 2. Read each group from the left to the right. 3. Add the correct place value name, whether million, thousand, etc. Then finally, read the final group without a place value name. So let's look at the example below. We have a number given as 827,405,019. How can we write this number in words? By following the steps above. First of all, we divide the number into groups of 3. As you can see, we have the first group on the right, 019, followed by the next group, 405, followed by the last group, 827. Then, we now read the number for each group from left to right. So, we would say 827,405,019. Let's read it together. 827,405,019. So this is very simple when you refer to the place value chart and attach the various place value columns to it. Now let's take this quiz. Write the following amount in words. Given all that we have done so far, this should be very simple for you to do. The next topic we are looking at is standard form and expanded form of numbers. Let's look at the difference between standard form and expanded form of numbers. The standard form of a number is the way we write it normally. So as you can see below, for example, we have 4,582, and you can see a comma immediately after the 4. That's how we normally write numbers. However, the expanded form shows the value of each digit according to its place value. So, for example, if we take 4,582 in the expanded form, what we mean is 4,000, because the 4 is in the thousands column of the place value chart, plus 500, because 5 is in the hundredths column of the place value chart, plus 80, because 8 is in the tens column of the place value chart, plus 2, because 2 is in the ones column. So if you are given a number to write in expanded form, all you need to do is to separate them by their place values and make sure each digit is expanded into its value. Now, this quiz is a very simple one that you can do given all that we have learned today. See you next time. Bye bye.